And I think now they understand.
I was going to ask that because
now they
yeah,
understand.
yeah.
And my relationships with them is so much better. So much better. My eldest daughter, she got it.
Yeah.
Because obviously she's older.
Yeah.
But the two late teens ones now, they're young women now, so they've got it. And the youngest one, she was around me every time when I was doing my audio reading back of the book. She could hear everything, and we had a conversation about it, and she was like, "Oh, Mom, oh no," you know. But but it's been a difficult. That's why people don't see what goes on behind closed doors. People don't see how someone, when living with trauma, how they're coping with it. People don't see,
and sometimes they do see it, but they think it's the norm. Because you know, like you mentioned about you burying your head in work and getting that done, they will probably think a well-established lady getting on with it. She loves the job that she's doing, but actually, it's a shout for help in essence as well. Or the relationship, it could be, you know, the person's left and like they don't want to be in that relationship because the guy is something else, but actually there's things there as well. And you mentioned in your book about you having anger issues, and you know, you didn't know it.
No,
really
didn't know. I just thought it was just me. If something's out of place, I'm like screaming, but it's not. It's not the end and all. It's not that deep, as my girls like to say. It's not that deep, Mom. I'm like, it's not that deep, and I'm just like, and everybody's just like, she's off again, and then everybody scatters to the winds and just she'll come down when she's ready. And, you know, I am grateful for my family, because when I look back and see how I was, they won gold medals, put it that way. Because like I say, nobody sees. So when I'm out, I'm wearing a mask. This professional woman, going about her day, doing what she's doing. When she comes home, she's there in the bosom of her family, you know. And most of the times that's what it is. But then every now and again, there's an outburst. And I'm just like,
How do you regulate yourself then? Or have you found anything?
I've found it now. I found it now. I did listen to a lot of motivational speakers. I went for walks, going out with my girlies. Those little things just are like an escape for me to just, because one thing with my husband, he never stops me from doing whatever I want to do. You know, he just knows I'm going to come back home at the end of the day, so go on, do your thing. And but it was different for me with him. If he's going out, I'm like, you know, because my mind is overthinking, and you know, so to regulate myself, I just think same as what you think. She's coming home. She's coming back home. Or if I'm here, but now. So before I didn't like being on my own, but now when they're going, I'm like, yes, my day. But what I used to do as well is I used to have a massage therapist come in. So on Sundays when my husband used to take our daughters to see his mum, I'd have my masseuse come in. So she'd come in like say about 7 on a Sunday evening and out in the living room, and I'd just be there and she'd just massage me down, and that would just give me, you know, my release and back ready for the week again. So I like things like that, anything to do spas, but meditating as well is another one. I've learned how to meditate and my breath work and things like that. It just re-regulate, because sometimes when you've got anxiety, your heart races. So there's things like breath work that helps you to just slow down and regulate your breathing. Then it also realigns your thinking, and then you reset. So that's how I've over the years. But I've only learnt that, I'd say, in the last 5-6 years. Since I've started to delve into myself and you know, speaking my truth, so that I am maintaining my mental health and well-being as well. Because the pandemic really shook me up as well. I just was not going outside. I didn't want the girls to go outside. No windows were to be open because I didn't know what was going on there. And then, as I said, I'd never been out of work since I've been like 16, unless I'm studying. And then to be suddenly furloughed.
A lot of challenges and changes.
Oh my God. Yeah. So then I took up gardening and never planted a seed in my life. Now we eat what we grow. Yeah, but so I learned a lot of different techniques. So I learned about mental health with young people and children and young people. And I remember when I was doing the essays, I could see myself as the child and the parent on the page. And then I did retraining to employment law and education, and because everything was still online for the courts as such, I used to watch a lot of the tribunals where it came to professional misconduct, and so I found that really interesting. And so it helped me with my current role as well. I've had to learn to re-regulate myself when I see it and feel myself spiraling, which isn't often. And sometimes I can just be sad and not know where that sadness comes from, because I'm I've got a lot of things to be grateful for, but sometimes sad sets in its way, and I think one of them is bereavement as well. I mean, I've lost family relatives, but I lost a younger sibling, and I think for me that just took the wind out of me. I still feel sad about that now. I find it difficult at times. It's just crazy. It's crazy.
Sit with that.
Crazy.
Sit with that.
It's just crazy.
Where's your mind wandering to now?
Just thoughts of her. She's only 40. And she was like one of my biggest cheerleaders. So all the things that I do, she'd be in the heart of it. I don't know, in another realm, she's in the heart of it. But, it's still sad. It's still sad. And I'm an only child from my mum, so all my siblings are on my father's side. But the ones that are here, especially the two that follow me and the one that's passed, we were close. We are close. And the dynamics of this family is crazy. But we are all, and we're all still fearful achievers. My sister that passed, she had an OBE. She did a lot for the Home Office and the Windrush people. Sorry, when I think about her, I get really upset.
Is that why you're apologising?
Yeah.
You don't need to apologise.
I know. It's because I'm tearful.
Do you allow yourself to be tearful about it and cry?
Yeah, I do. Because I know it's still part of the healing. And my younger siblings and I, we were estranged. Whilst my father was alive, we were estranged for a while as well. Because I didn't want to be around him, and for that reason, I lost out on a bit of time with them as well.
Do you feel like there's some regrets there?
No.
Okay.
I don't feel regret. I just know that because of the type of person he was, and I didn't, and I chose not to have anything to do with him. because he left the UK. I think it was in 90 something, and he never came back until about 8 years later. And in those 8 years, I'd had my daughter, and we were going back and forth to the house because he'd married, and he was married to my younger two sisters that followed me. He was married to their mum, and she treated me famously, and my daughter, so we'd be able to go and stay. And the girls were more or less, they're not that far apart. They're about 8 years.
Do you call her stepmom or?
Yeah, called her mum. Just called her mum. But yeah, she was my stepmom, but she was lovely. And as I said when I was speaking earlier, sorry, I'm going to just wipe my tears. When I was speaking to you earlier and talking about the women that he gravitated to him, she was that type of person. She was so humble. And even when he left for those 8 years, you know, he went for 6 months and never came back till 8 years later. And then I have 2 younger siblings again, which I won't go into that. You'll have to read the book. You'll all have to read the book. I'm not looking at the camera because I'm a bit emotional at the moment, but it's okay. He came back and he had to have his foot amputated because he'd got gangrene in it. And this is when I said to you, when my sisters were calling for me for refuge, he had his leg amputated by this time, and he was in a wheelchair, and he had a bottle under his amputated leg, and he had like a machete type blade. And when they called me in the middle of the night to come and get them, because they locked themselves in the bathroom, because even in his disability, he was still a monster. And so when he came back, and I just disengaged with him, and I didn't spend much time with my siblings. But my one sister, the one that passed, she couldn't take him. So sometimes she'd just be defiant, go partying, and then, because she knows she's not going to get back in the house, she'll find a way all the way back over to my city and say, "Sis, can I come and stay with you?" So we had that kind of relation, but it shouldn't have been that way. It shouldn't have been that way. And my stepmom, I think she condoned a lot, just like how my nan condoned a lot, because even though he'd done what he'd done, and I didn't realise this until, and I had the photograph. There's a picture of me and my nan, and I must be about 3 or 4, if that. And it's a picture of us in the front room. I know I'm random, but these are the things that are just coming back to me. And then I must have asked my mum, this is after I've written the book, I must have asked my mum, I can't be more than 6 there. I can't be 5 or at least there. And then mum says, my nan came back several times to resume the marriage. So despite everything that had happened, she still tried to come back. But then, he was he was violent towards her, physically violent towards her, and sexually violent towards my mum. So when my mum had me, her and my nan had made a plan that if he tried to abuse her again, they planned to run. And back them days, it was frowned upon for the wives to leave the husbands and things like that and take refuge with family and so to speak. But they managed to, and they did go. And I think I would have been about 3 months when this happened. So
a baby.
So they left me. So they left me. It happened. He tried to again. So they made the pact. That's what we were doing. And my sister, who's above me, said, "Take me with you." And they said they can't. And the thing is, if they had and took us with them, he'd come for her because she's not their child. She's a child from a previous relationship. So he brought her to England from Jamaica. So my nan was her stepmom, and my mum would have been like her sister type in the house, like two siblings, because I think they were only about, let me see, about five years difference between them as well. And and so when they made the pack and they ran out on the night, they left us. So from 3 months to 6 years old, remember, as a baby you don't know who your parent is. So 3 months to 6 years old, all I ever had was my father and my sister. And so then it became a role reversed, didn't it? Because it would have been, my mum would have been my sister, and my sister would have been me, the younger child, and the older child being abused. So when mum left and went out of the picture, my sister took on that role for him, because he then started to interfere with her, and I was the child in the house as the younger one. But being a criminal lawyer, I did a lot of research around the law about sexual abuse and assault and all of that. And the law before was the 1956 Act, if I remember rightly. I may be wrong. And the 1960 Act, one was for sexual abuse and the other one was for, I can't remember. It's in the book. I can't remember off the top of my head. But I'd say my father was very, very calculated. And the reason why I say it was calculated, because the law as it stood at that time would be any child 13 and under. And so my mum was 14 when she fell pregnant with me and had me at 15. So at 14, the consent element comes out of the And then obviously my sister, she was 16 when she was pregnant. So I don't know how long it's been going on and whether he was calculated not to start until she was over the age of 13. I think it was 14 for indecent assault, which is slightly different. They're two different in law. So that's the situation with my mum, my sister, my father, my great grandmother, and my grandmother. I don't even talk about her because she had no real engagement. She didn't want me to call her granny. She wanted me to call her by her name. She and my mum had a very turbulent relationship. But that's my mum's story. She'll have to tell that one unless she gives me permission to do so. And then the big whammy is my own situation that happened to me. I was 12 because I'd already started secondary school, and it was in my second year. We'd gone to Jamaica. And when we came back, because Mum wasn't living with us at the time, she had her own place. But as I said, in those years, we got into a relationship where it was nice. There was no animosity or anything like that. She tried with me in those years, I'd say, and she met this guy, and I remember bringing me to his flat, and I think that was the first time I met him, and we were there, and he lived in like the attic flat, and we were there, and I remember him, like, they were just resting on the sofa watching TV, and I was on the other side. I remember him putting his hand inside a top, but staring at me, and I thought at the time, something alright, why is he looking at me like that? But I didn't think anything of it, because Mum was still nice to me and so on and so forth. And and then when we came back from Jamaica, I don't know how they ended up moving in with us, but then because I used to when I first came here, it was a 1-bedroom flat. So when Mum stayed with us for the short period because she'd left her boyfriend, who was very violent towards her, and came to live with us until she got her own place. And so we'd share and sleep in the same room. In the living room was like a sofa bed, so you'd open it up at night, put it back. And then when she moved, as I said, it was good. Still had contact with her. And then when we came back from Jamaica, they moved in. And what I was trying to say there is, prior to that, we'd moved from the 1-bedroom flat to a 2-bedroom house. And then Mum still had her own 2-bedroom house. And then they moved in with us. And then he just started to groom me, and I didn't understand it, what was going on here and what have you. And and then it just went from bad to worse. And it was always when Mum wasn't there. Nan was there, but she'd be either in the room, in the room sewing. That's when he would try to entrap me, and it would always be downstairs. And when Nan found him abusing me, and my Nan said nothing. She banished him from the house, but she said, and she did, I just can't remember because, I was gone in that moment. And she said that I'd have to wait until my mum comes home. So then when Mum came home, Mum was like, I must have been up to the joke. I must have enticed him to do what he did to me. And that was just, how did I feel in that moment? Words cannot express how I felt in that moment. Words cannot express. And just was trauma from there on out until I left home at 19. Trauma, pure trauma.
Do you feel like that was the start of, well,
Spiral.
not the start, but that event then caused other things, or? And you mentioned trauma. Were individuals within the family involved in putting that trauma to happen? I don't even know how to word it, but
So not being believed, that was one trauma in itself. Then being told off for every slight thing, that was trauma in itself.
Do you mind saying or sharing who?
My mum.
Okay.
My mum.
Yeah. Did you form a sort of did you think maybe it was because of that incident and you Nan sharing it with Mum, that then it just caused the knock-on effect of Mum?
No, because she was always nice to me, even before or during it happening. And I think he knew about that and took advantage of that. Because he used to give me money and say, don't tell your mum, I'll give you money because she'll be mad with you. And then the times when she's mad with me, he'd be present and see how she...
So he took advantage of that.
And then when my cousins of the family relatives, my age, come to stay, I would be compared to them in a less favourable manner.
And is that by Mum again?
Yeah.
That must have done a lot to your self-esteem, and I know you mentioned about self-esteem, and I'm wondering, what would you say it's like now, first and foremost?
We've been in a good place for a good 20-25 years, but I am still triggered by her. I am still triggered by her. I've never said it, and I've never said it to her, and if she's really going to watch this, she's going to hear it for the first time. You see, because at the same time, I don't want her to be upset about it, because I know she's gone through all what she's gone through, and I can't even imagine for her already with the trauma that I've got, and imagine and know for myself. I still can't imagine for her, because she had me.
Yeah.
Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
In all of that, she still had me. She chose.
Yeah.
She chose because I think she was given the option, but she chose.
Yeah.
And even though I'm still triggered by her, I still hold space for her at the same time. Do you understand what I mean?
And that's very commendable of you to still be mindful of mum and not wanting to trigger her, though you are triggered by her as well. But I'm wondering, you know, is that something that you can talk about together at some point, if you both decide to?
Yeah, if we both decide to. And I don't think it's her, it's me. Because of recent years, she has said to me, I know why you are the way you are. And I've not followed it up.
Okay.
And she has said to me she's ready to talk.
Okay.
So it's not her.
Okay.
It's me.
Okay. It sounds like, and you can correct me if I'm wrong here, that there might be some worries in terms of what might transpire and how it might then.
For me, wholeheartedly, I feel that if we do speak, and as I said, my body takes the score.
Yeah.
So any conflict or anything I go on flight mode, I'm gone.
Yeah.
Or I disappear, or I become quiet or silent, or just take myself out of the equation. And if I'm honest, I think I'm protecting myself in a sense that if she, I don't want to use the word snap, or if she shows signs of behaviour to what it was like when I was younger.
Okay.
No. Yeah. It's a no. I'm not going to allow myself, my body, my equilibrium to have that in my space. Yeah. And I think that it's sad, and I'm sad for it as well, because she is deep down a lovely person, absolute angel. Anybody who meets her knows her, she is lovely. But because of what's happened to her and what's happened to me, trauma plays a big part, and I'm trying every day to deal and live with that. That's why it says when you're healed, it's not linear. It doesn't just stop there, because a simple trigger can bring you right back. Yeah. And the way my mental mindset works now, I put myself in that situation. Rather than that, we just don't talk about it and take it to the grave. But is it healthy? That is the question. So with your expertise, what would you say to someone like me who's just sat on the couch with you now and just told you what I've told you?
It sounds heavy. If you don't mind me sharing that.
No, that's fine.
I'm feeling the weight of what you're feeling to the best that I can. Okay. I would say that it is definitely something, especially if your mum is saying that she's ready to do that work. It sounds like she's giving you that opening. It's not going to be easy. However, if you're not ready for that, especially because you're protecting your space, and that's something that you have to dive into as well, maybe by yourself again in therapy, to be able to explore the fears and what you need to maybe understand and prepare yourself for before then doing it with mum, if that's what you choose. Understanding as well, it sounds like you understand your body a bit more in terms of the trauma, because trauma is not just a mind thing or event, it's actually within the body as well. You said about the body that keeps score. You know, for those that read that book, it talks about how our body takes those blows in different ways. And what came to mind was a window of tolerance in terms of what you allow yourself to take on and how your body then reacts to it. Is it the fight or flight or freeze or flop response? And you've gone through all these different things, you reflected so much, you've shared it in the space of a book and writing and journaling, and you've been able to say, okay, this is good for me for now in terms of your journey of healing or self-discovery. But I would say ultimately is when you feel you can, to have that with mum, but do the work first for yourself, to be able to prepare yourself for that. Or maybe it's more counselling for yourself when you feel able to, but with someone that can then allow for mum to come in.
Yeah, I think if I am going to, my mind hasn't brought me there yet, but if I'm going to go into that with my mum, I think it'd have to be with a therapist, someone as a third intermediary, because she may trigger or I may trigger in that moment, and there's no one to regulate us in there, so it wouldn't be like, oh, we both go separate ways or something like that. And to be honest, if I'm gonna be ready to do that, I don't want that. I want it to be tailored in a way that it's a safe space for both of us. But I'm not there yet. I think because of just coming out now and dealing with all my own trauma and things that has happened to me through life. I would have to probably, because I had to go into therapy for certain things, and I think this might be one where I may have to revisit for that.
And I would say as well, if it does look like that later down the line, for mum to also do, if she hasn't already, or just maybe just to do it again.
Herself. I did put it to her, but she didn't want to do it at the time. And if she'll want to do it, I don't know is the answer.
Because if it is that you both meet in the middle with some therapy, it would be good for her to share and open up
as
about
well.
her own. So that then you don't. It's not
that
she hasn't.
She hasn't shared it with anybody. The most she shared it is with me, with her own chapter in my book. But that's given me in all these years a better insight to her rather than a speculation. So I do believe if she could talk more, she would. And I think she's at that place now that she's open to this, but it's me. And I think because I've what's the word? Taken charge of my emotions and my feelings. I think like I'm kind of like locked down in terms of how I feel with that as well, even though I've released a lot of it. As I said, I have a protection mode in me as well. And I said, like with my sister, as you all know, I got emotional about that because that's fresh. That wasn't an expectation. That just took me and took the wind out of me. Whereas all of this has been over the years of planning and preparing and shielding. All of those things I've been doing all these years, so it's like water off a duck's back. It hits me and goes off.
But do you know what? Therapy's unpredictable as well. So because therapy's unpredictable, you don't really know what you're gonna. You come to a space with a stranger or maybe someone that you've known because you've been doing therapy for a long time, but you don't necessarily know what you will bring up or talk about. You said that when you were looking to do therapy, you were going to talk about the driving aspect of it and being on the motorways, and then everything else came out. So, and I guess, once again, you're protecting that space for you because you don't know what may come from that.
Right.
And that can then cause extra things, and you're in a good place with your mum. And then maybe you don't want, like you said, those mum's old self or younger self growing up to then resurface, or flickers of it, because those could be triggers.
For her,
For her and for you.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things to think about.
This is deep.
That brings it together. And to me, I guess what I'm feeling is maybe a sense of fear in opening that, because then that will then be more in your Pandora's box that you're having to deal with, release, confront.
I think that's the word, confront. do I really want to confront it? Is it something that needs to be done?
Especially when life feels good.
Yeah.
Or better now, or you know,
It's a difficult one.
It is. But what I will say as well is, if you are, I don't know how to put it, but you can never be truly in the best of places to start therapy.
Yeah.
If you think, oh yeah, I'm going to do it when I'm at this stage, and it's like, it's a difficult thing. So it will rustle your feathers. Therapy is not something you go to and you're happy. It will take you on a ride of emotions, from the cries to sadness, to anger, to happy, to self-discovery. Oh, I feel more content. I'm happy with who I am. I've had someone in therapy that started just crying, and they're like, I don't know why I'm crying. And you know, you've been holding on to dear life, and I've got my life together in order, and then all of a sudden,
So it could be quite rightly fear then, because I feel that I'm all together. And do I want any of that to disrupt
your equilibrium?
So it's deep,
especially because it's taken you a long time to get to this space, which you've shared it, and it's like, wow, this is, you know, beauty for ashes for all the things that have gone on. And you don't want to spoil that. You don't want to let go of it for what could be,
lose control of it.
Because you can't control everything else around you.
And this is what I was saying, that I was listening to something the other day, and it said you don't have control. And as much as you can prepare yourself for certain things, it's one of the things that, if it's to change in a sudden wind, it will change in a sudden wind. So you cannot control everything. And then that's where, in my organisation, the Stoic side of it is that it's like the serenity. You can deal with now, but you can't deal with what's gone because it's gone. And you can try to deal with what comes in the future, but that is also subject to change. So you have to find courage and all of that in yourself now to, am I going to do? So this is another chapter for me in terms of having that discussion with my mum. I have to find the courage in that. And this is a Stoic, so the courage, the justice of it is whether we speak about it, can she express what she wants to say? Am I going to express what I want to say? You know, it's a lot.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
And the way it's a lot. It's the way you said that.
It's a lot.
It is.
And
And what I found so beautiful when reading the book, and I can't wait to continue reading it as well, because I get to understand more about you and just the strength and courage and how you've gotten to where you are now, is that you mentioned about, with the Stoic sort of way of life and thinking, the philosophy of it all, accepting the misfortunes, or, you know, I don't want that. It's a bit of a protectiveness, isn't it? And then what you're taking on is fortunate as well. So it's that balance and acceptance and and
resilience.
Yes,
that's the
thing.
main one, is resilience for a Stoic. It's how you respond to certain things. Like I said about my outbursts, now I'm in tune with what would make me angry or upset me or trigger me. I can control it better by not responding in such an aggressive manner, or in an outburst, or through rage, because there's so many hats of that response mode. And it's all, as you said, protection, but it's being able not to feed into the transporter who's sending you these things. What are you going to do when it comes to you? How are you going to shield yourself from
the chimp paradox and that stuff? But
do you want to talk about that in a bit more?
Oh, the chimp paradox. I always mix this up, but it's just more about how your brain is triggered and responds to threats. And I believe it's the amygdala. Don't quote me, guys, because I'm not a psychologist. But how you respond to it. But I was reading a book by this was like maybe 2 years ago now, Oprah and Dr. Perry, the Why Did This Happen to Me? And it was talking about a man that went to war, and when he heard a specific noise as well, I think it was like a motorbike, it triggered him and he just went down. So it took him back to that and the fighting and the, you know, the guns and just the violence of it all. And, you know, we see threat and we react to it straight away. Is it that we run away from it? Is it that we just stay still and we dissociate, you know, because your body and your mind, it takes a score and it disconnects because our nervous system is then being overwhelmed. It's too much for it. It can't function well, and therefore we then look to do what we do best to keep safe. And being safe might be letting this happen to me in that moment, or it might just be I run away, or I just do something just to survive. It's just a survival instinct, isn't it? And then it's about trying to the way we can then overcome those sort of thought processes is about, okay, how do I normally respond to this? It's that deep work, it's that self-work that we do. How do I normally respond to this, and how can I change this next time? If there is a threat response, how can I then change the way I react, so that then my body also knows that I'm safe? And then part of it as well is the regulation, because in counselling you learn about grounding, but you can't necessarily ground someone that's having a panic attack until they can regulate themselves better, and then you can do the grounding work, like 5 things that you can see in the room, and you're still trying to get them to be in the room so they can hold on to the chair, that I am in this, I'm here now, and not in that traumatic event. So
that's going to be interesting, because that's something I'll be doing next week when I go to do that training. Because when I had a taster of it, they did use that as an example, so that just brought me back to that a minute. But it's a lot, but it's still good. It's still good, in the sense that I'm able to address and recognise what's happened to me, and to speak my truth, and to be vulnerable. I am human. I'm not a robot or a machine.
You've got emotions and feelings.
I've got emotions and I've got feelings like everybody. I'm just putting it out there, which I don't usually. So you've seen that side of me, my vulnerable side. But I will always have a vulnerable side, I think, for my sister, because that, as I said, took the wind right out of me, and it's going to be a void for life.
Especially when we have our thoughts about, you know, it, because from what you shared, it was unexpected. There's the side about not being communicated with for a bit as well, short space of time, how it all just happened. So there's still a lot to process.
I don't even know what stage of grief I'm in.
And same with healing, and you know, healing isn't linear. Grief as well, it just, you bounce back and forth. Yes, you may have accepted that she's no longer here,
but then I can go back into
you can still be a bit angry, you can still be bargaining, but what if this happened?
I did go through that stage. But I just keep you've gone through all of it, but I'm still not 100 from that.
And there is no what it or when will it stop. There is no none of that.
No. So that's another trauma. Because although the organisation talks about sexual abuse as such, we're not just about that. We're about any form of trauma, whether it's domestic, whether it's emotional, whether it's grief. It's whatever triggers the nervous system, the neuro. There's a lot. And it's about supporting each other through their own journeys, and letting them identify with themselves. But to know that there's people like yourself out there, people like us out there, and especially I just want to touch more on the community, black and brown, and mainly women. When things like this happens to them, violence, domestic, sexual, the family don't want to talk about it. They just want it to be, it's done now, it's happened now. You know, no one's calling the police to raise that concern. no one's safeguarding the victim.
Yeah.
It's as if they commend the perpetrator. And this has been going on for centuries,
yeah.
and it's still here. It's not as a lot prevalent now, but it's still happening.
But that we know of as well, isn't it?
That we know of. Yeah.
I was going to ask earlier, so, you know, thanks for bringing us back to that, actually, because you mentioned that people knew. And I'm wondering as well, with family, what was the, I don't know, because sometimes you can have a bit of a language of what this is within the family.
Incest.
So
it's got a name.
Yeah.
And family, with my mum's situation, and I wrote it in the book.
Yeah.
They all piled up in the van and drove. So like all my this is my mum's mum's cousins, all drove up in this van, all piled out of the van into the house, then all piled back into the van and left.
Okay.
And my nan and my mum was still left in the house. What happened there? So if they're going guns a-blazing, would you not be taking out the victims out of the house? Why were they left there? Unless, I'll never know, because my nan has passed. Did she not want to leave? Did my gran not want my mum to come with her? I'll never know. I can ask my mum that question, I suppose.
Because there is the side as well with, you know, with victims of abuse and DV, domestic violence, that because they're in that cycle, you mentioned mum as well being with a boyfriend, and she had, that boyfriend was violent, so there's that cycle going on there, and you're used to what you see, you're used to what you're into, isn't it? And it's hard for you to see differently or come out of that.
Is it true in saying that like attracts like, in terms of, because for me, I personally couldn't stay in a violent relationship, and I've been blessed that I don't have that, or I've never experienced that. But is there such a thing where it gravitated to that person because, or is it because they find out about your history and then they utilise that to abuse it?
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. That I think it can be an array of things, really. It can be that people target people that they believe will be more vulnerable, bent to the will kind of thing, due to their characteristics. Yeah, that don't, you know, that not that they don't mind being manipulated, but they're more easily manipulated, especially when the perpetrator has a specific type of personality as well. They know how to be manipulative, but still make the person feel that maybe no one else will love them, or that they're the only person that can love them and accept them the way they are. That is a question that I can't truly answer, but it's such a sad thing to hear and to see and to know. Even when people explore that with me in the therapy room, it's just, it's very heart-wrenching and just, it's difficult. So I thought that came to mind when you were talking about your mum earlier on as well. You mentioned your mum's age. I'm wondering as well, because you spoke about her age, if you don't mind sharing, how old was your dad at the time?
Oh my gosh. He was, I worked it out. I only worked it out when I was drafting the book, because I needed to know the age difference. So he was 41 at the time when I was born. So he would have been 41. Yeah. And my great-grandmother, who's his wife, she was 10 years older than him. 10 years older than him. So, so again.
And so, your great-grandmother was his wife?
Yeah.
Did mum get married to him as well, or just...
No.
Okay.
No. They ran, remember? They ran.
So mum ran.
She couldn't have got married to him. She was underage anyway. Well,
but you don't know that generation.
True. And I don't think she would have anyway, because she was already traumatized by it.
How did that make you feel, figuring that out, especially when it was coming to when you're writing the book as well?
Yeah, because I've never ever worked out the ages, and I didn't even know the difference in age between my great-grandmother and my father as well.
Was there a big difference there as
10
well?
years. Okay. 10 years difference. She's 10 years older than he is, so she had a toy boy. A toy boy. But yeah. Okay. Yeah, I didn't feel anything of it. It just gave me clarification. Okay. And as well as that, their marriage was short-lived as well, because I don't know how long they were together before they got married, because they got married in 67. They got married in 67, and then Mum was pregnant by 69. Okay. So in that short period of time, he was just he was on it. It was just, and not to know if my nan knew of the character he was before she got with him or married him as such. And I'll say the same with my stepmom. I think she knew before she came here, but he pursued her in Jamaica, and it was before. It was before. So he'd gone to Jamaica on 2 occasions in my book, which I'm clarifying now, is that he went not so long after we came back from Jamaica in 82, and in that time he met and engaged to my stepmom, and then when she came over here she was already pregnant with my sister that followed me, the one that passed, and then they got married. So I was like a bridesmaid for them when they got married. And there was something I didn't mention is tell somebody. I recently saw there is a page called Tell Somebody on Facebook, and I told somebody.
At what age?
At the age of 14. Okay. So this is 2 years
2
on.
years,
I told somebody. I told my cousin who'd come to see my father and my stepmom and my younger sister who'd just been born. She came over with her younger daughter as well. And remember I said to you, they were still sending me for Easter's, Christmas and summer. And I happened to go in that moment. And this is even, they were still sending me even after this had happened to me. And I told my cousin, and in turn my cousin told my stepmom, and in turn my stepmom told my father. So then I'm there with them. He rings over here and says to my mum, how can you make this happen? She's not coming back, and she's staying with us from now on. So mum and my nan shoots to where they are, and the authorities are called, but yet they still don't do nothing. They leave us to work it out. And so I came back with my mum and my nan, and she was just screaming in the car all the way home. That I told him. How could you tell him? Yeah. And even still then, when she's telling me of the man that he is, I still didn't register what she's saying to me. I register it now because it's the same thing, isn't it? And I look back at the dynamics of my great-grandmother, Nanny, being my legal guardian. And then when I did the research behind it, as a legal guardian, it doesn't restrict the parents from seeing. There's no provisions in place to prevent or supervise unsupervised. There's none of that in there. So it doesn't prevent the parents from having any relation with the child, just that the child remains in the care of that guardian, and the guardian makes that decision. So that's what because for years... And
that was at that time, wasn't it? Because now it's changed.
Yeah, exactly. And I couldn't get my head into it. And maybe why I couldn't get my head into it, because being a criminal defense solicitor, when I'm dealing with perpetrators as my client, I have to find the loophole. And that's what was I was seeing in all of this, and I'm there thinking, well, why? Because it just wouldn't connect. It just wouldn't connect because the law was different to what it is here now, and I just couldn't connect it until when I put pen to page, everything just
the bigger picture
came, and with being the legal guardian and he having access to me, I was always still put in danger, wasn't I?
Yeah.
And that's something I've never spoken about out my mouth until this moment. I was still placed in danger. And with that being said, if they had alerted the authorities to what had happened to me at the age of 12, then I would have gone back into care. Because she hasn't done all the things, requirements of a legal guardian. The legal guardian is to prevent from, it's all the protective characteristics in terms of like harm, neglect,
different types of abuse.
And abuse. You are the protector to ensure that that doesn't happen. And that is exactly what happened. So if authorities were alerted, there'd be a problem. And I'd be in care. So, what would that be? Would that be something you can?
What do you think of that?
I can't even fathom. I can't even fathom because I'd already gone through that trauma before at the age of 6. Imagine going through that at teenage age, and then all what was happening in the homes and the social care. I could be alerted to more. You just don't know, and we can't go back to. This is where the Stoic element of it comes from. You can't go back. You can only deal with now, and you can plan for the future, but you can't count for it, and you can't. It's not guaranteed, and you can't control it. You can only control in the moment here now. So having thought about that, I don't know. And I can honestly say I can't say because it hadn't happened. So I can't talk about it. That's me speculating, trying to make sense of it. And I can't. All I know is all that I've gone through, there's a purpose behind it. And here we are today.
And you told someone, is what you
said.
And
I told someone, yes, sorry.
No, it's fine because I'm thinking about your dad, and his response to it,
considering the person he was
as well,
So you can look at that in another element where if they had allowed me to stay there, would I have been his victim?
That's another,
Would I have been his victim? And
especially with the age that you were then at as well.
I was 14. And in that, the law hadn't changed yet, So I was still in that, I was still at that age. I'd have been I was the age that my mum was when she fell pregnant with me. So maybe they stepped up for me in that moment,
All these wonderings that what could have been or
woulda, coulda, shoulda.
Why they did what they did.
But all I can remember is screaming at me all the way back.
And something that I didn't get to check with you is, I know when you told your nan, and she told him to get out.
I didn't tell her. She saw.
Sorry, that is true. That is true. So she saw it. She said for him to get out, and then she said when your mum comes home. What I wanted to ask was, so were you ever in any sort of risk with that person ever again?
No. Okay. No. But Mum did continue the relationship for a short while after. And to me, that was heart-rendering as well. Because not only did you not believe me, you still gravitated to him. But then I wrote that she's a victim and he knew what he was doing. Vulnerability again plays a very crucial part with someone's psyche, mental health and well-being.
Because did you mention that Mum had her own mental health things that she was going through, or what
when she was younger with when she was younger with me? Yes, but just like me, I think she just made her work her life and had her relationships and stuff, but didn't deal with it. And although she supports me with my journey and what I'm doing here now, she still has her own journey. And so, you know, you talked about not fear, was it? You know, when you don't want to upset certain things or to give any triggers. I am conscious of the fact, with everybody that's in the book, actually, I'm conscious of the fact of how it affects each and every one. And so I am calculated with the way I tell the story, speak my truth, and try not to. And if somebody else was doing it, would I be triggered? That's what I have to ask myself. When I was putting pen to page, and that it will be okay. But it's it's very, very, this is very, very deep, and I'm so thankful that we're having this conversation.
I'm thankful that you've given,
because you are still ashing some stuff from me as well. But I feel that because I'm in a better place mentally, I can reanalyze it as well and not feel that I can't speak about it, because I'm not the only person that this has happened to, or these thoughts or these questions or these queries or whatever it is that comes to mind is still there. Like I said, healing is a process, and it's not, you can't, someone says I'm healed fully, I don't believe them.
Like, how did you do it?
Tell me, because I need to
tell
know.
Us all.
Yes. But so with S.E.L.F, as it says, the acronym is supporting empowerment and liberation for survivors. That's what I want to do, and that's what the survivors will do for me as well. We will help and support each other. It's all about the support at the end of the day. And like, for instance, yourself, as a counsellor, you deal with people who are children, adults like myself, and culturally that is what is the greatest elephant in the room, because we can't talk about it. We just can't talk about it. And the whole point is, tell someone, tell somebody, don't feel you have to hold it. And that's why I don't want for women of colour, especially women of colour, because of the cultural side of things, even in today's society, holding it until they reach 50 like I did. I need them to, at 25, be free or healing through the process, not living through that process for all them years until your rearing days are done, your educational days are done, your professional level is done. You want to be your best self as young and as soon as possible, and work through those traumatic events with people like Victoria, myself, Michelle. There's loads of us as a team. We need to try to live our best lives as soon as possible. So for me, it's 18 to 25 year olds I want to target. Someone said the other day, well, why at 18?
Why not?
Why not? But I think any earlier than that, they need or should have a child psychologist or a counsellor working with them. At 18, you have choices. You become that young adult, and at that point, you don't want to be living internalized trauma and having to just suppress it, and keep going, because at one it's gonna blow.
And I guess you said about the liberation part of self, and it's that point where, you know, you're living, breathing adult, you want to thrive in your adult life, and you're finding your meaning. If it is that you're going to university, or even if you're not now, you're trying to understand yourself more, and whatever the person could have gone through, childhood to adulthood, you're then maybe even in a space to speak about it more. Especially when, and you know, you mentioned about not being believed, or saying, well, not even not being believed, but being put like as the blame. You must have done something. Yeah, it must have been you.
Yeah.
And I hear that quite often as well. That you know, victims of rape, abuse, and it's like, you must have done something wrong, or the sort of nonchalant attitude from, if it's the parent figure or the carer, or even someone else, if it's someone that's being looked after, and it's like, oh, you know, the perpetrators maybe even still allowed in the house, or they come back, and I still hear it till now.
Really?
Yeah. So the work that you are doing, and you know that we are doing in creating that space and holding that space for people, it's meaningful, and you know, hopefully people are tapping into those sort of support and resources, because it's difficult trying to get that message out to say, you know, I'm here, but then because people aren't being believed, or the response to it is, it's a you problem, or it must have been you issue. Yeah, or I am that shame, because we're thinking as well, because something that happens to people that go through it psychologically, especially from a young age, is, I'm the reason why this is happening, or I don't want to bring shame onto the family now, and if I speak about it, no one's going to believe me, or they're going to think it's because
you're going to be ostracized. Yeah. You're going to be what's the word when they disowned, ostracized, isolated, but just, and then it causes that withdrawal as well from the family. Lack of self-esteem
is then changing, and
that's what happened to me.
And then you're thinking, I'm not good enough.
Yeah, I went through that.
The world is against
limited belief. Yeah. We have that on a daily basis, just in the norm. But imagine a multiple of things on top of that, with limited beliefs, imposter syndrome. I mean, 21 years as a solicitor, I just thought, oh my God, I'm not worthy of this profession. I'm, you know, what do you do?
I'm just.
Yeah.
But you're more than
I'm more than that. I am more than that. And I'm saying it loud and proud. I am much more than what I thought and believed I was. I'm so much more, you know, and I'm liberated. I'm liberated. Yes. I know my worth, and I know my value, and I am somebody too. I'm somebody too, and you are somebody too, and you are worth every aspect of yourself. And it's taken me years, but I do it all the time. I kiss myself because I love myself, but it's taken me years. It hasn't just been a quick fix. It hasn't been. No, it hasn't been.
It's a continuous thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
You learn, you understand, and you apply it, and you continue to apply it. It's that a bit like, how can I describe it? Forgiveness or healing, or even forgiving whoever it might have been, or trying to move to a point of just not how can I put it? Just being able to be like, okay, that was what I've gone through. That's not me as well.
Yes. You are not your past.
Yes. Yeah. And I'm not that. I'm not being defined by that moment. I am more than.
Yeah.
So it's a point of just relearning that.
Yeah.
And recalibrating yourself a little bit. Every so often that you need it. And just being like, okay. And then the affirmations and the affirming or manifesting and declaring and decreeing that I am, you know, I am wonderfully made. I'm beautifully made. I'm amazing. I am a mother. I am this. I'm that. I'm deserving of love.
Yeah.
So
deserving of love. Yeah. So Victoria, I just want to thank you for sharing this space with me and utilising my vulnerability. Oh my God, I don't even want to look back and see this. I cried on this podcast with you, Victoria. You brought me there. I just want to say thank you so much for taking the time and working through with me through my inner child self, who's lovely and she's happy and she's here with me and you. And if anybody would like to get in touch with you, please share with them where they, because I tell you, she's mine. You can borrow her, she's mine.
Yes, so if you would like to get in contact with me, I am the founder of Grassroots Counselling, and you can find me on Instagram. All you've got to do is search Grassroots Counselling Ltd. That's Grassroots with an S, Counselling, Counselling, because I know sometimes we get it mixed up, don't we? Ltd on Instagram, and I'm also on LinkedIn as well. Just search Victoria Aregbesola, which I'm sure will be in the description of the podcast.
Yes, anyways, it will be. It'll be at the tail end, so you can get in touch with her. But I just want to thank you so much, and I think we need to do this again. Why because I'm telling you. You got so deep, and there's things that I don't even know what I'm supposed to say about that.
When we watch it as well, we'll see some of the things that.
Goodness.
Do you know when we're just talking?
Oh my
and then
goodness!
Like, did I say that?
I'm thinking to myself, oh no, I cried on my podcast.
Do you know what? I have that effect on people.
Oh,
well done to you.
Thank you
for allowing yourself to be vulnerable and open to not just yourself, not just your family, but to the world. Because you are doing this and allowing and showing people that it's okay not to be okay. It's okay to open up and to tell somebody. And yes, you know, these things have happened to you, traumatic events, traumatic situations. And one thing I didn't get to say about trauma is that it can be anything. It can look like anything. It doesn't have to be the worst of the worst. It's just anything that makes you feel overwhelmed, overstimulated, and causes you to do one of the sort of bodily responses of either fight, flight, freeze, or you're flopping. So it's just one of those things. And what I will say is about trying to be self-aware and being in tune with your body. And in your book, you show that so effortlessly. And I know it must have not been easy.
No.
But you got there to a point I'm like, wow, Jeannie's so self-aware here, and you know how you've done that. I was just like, wow. And that's only like,
thank you.
I haven't even finished it yet, so I can't wait to finish it because you've really done something amazing. And to that I'm very, very proud. And it shows me as well, because I've heard people that are in their 60s that have now just opened up. Yeah. And some of them as well may not even be in that space of therapy yet. Yeah. Or they started it and stuff like that. So everyone's on their own journey. But for you to be able to create that space and open up and have this company, it's helping a lot of people. Thank you. So well done to you on that.
Thank you so much. Thank you, folks. Thanks for tuning in. Thank you. And once again, Victoria, and I'm going to try and say Aregbesola. That's the one you need to tune into. All right. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in, and thank you for viewing. Once again, it's me, the Stoic from Stoic CIC, author of I Am the Shame.
Get the book, guys.
Get my book. It speaks volumes.
Yes.
Now let's get down to business. Give you one more night to get this. We've had a million nights just like this. So let's get down to business. Let's get down to business. Give you one more night to get this.